The challenge we have as humanity is this. AI is never going to get to the point where of what we saw in RoboCop or iRobot or whatever, because we will not live long enough to get there if the intention of AI is against us. Okay, the kinds of chapter 4 of the book is called A Mild Dystopia. Okay, and in the mild dystopia, I speak about realistic scenarios that are horrifically scary. And if you've ever watched horror movies, if you remember, Halloween when I was a child was the most horrifying, because Halloween could actually happen. The kinds of scenarios are simple. They are machine versus machine. We've seen that in Black Monday, when machines trading versus each other would collapse the market by 22.6%, when the humans would take hours until they can actually intervene. Machines versus machines is happening all the time. Most of the market now is traded by machines. Of course, you can imagine that this will happen more and more. So imagine if one of the superpowers in the world puts its nuclear arsenal under the control of an AI because it's quicker to take action, then the other side will probably do the same. And then suddenly we've handed all the nuclear weapons to machines. Okay, these possibilities are absolutely going to happen. Possibility of machines siding with the wrong guy. Just like you can use AI to, find solutions for climate change, you can also use it to develop advanced viruses. Okay, and probably identity theft or breaking through bank statements and so on. So the same kind of technology can actually develop patterns that can take us to that direction. Take machines not understanding what we mean, like Instagram didn't understand that I was interested in Metallica, not in just, lady rockers. Okay, they didn't understand. Can we blame them for that? But it's a very realistic scenario. Now imagine if we told the machines, okay, we want to be happier. What would machines do? Pump us up with dopamine. They didn't understand. We're not very good at explaining what we want. And then there are bugs. Simple mistakes, and there has been quite a few examples of those so far in AI, where there is a bug in the system and the bug in the system leads to a mistake. Okay, those scenarios are a lot more realistic, and they're around the corner, and we're not talking about them.
Even though that was a short monologue, I'm now totally convinced.
We have to wake up. It is real.
I'm going to make sure I can finish your book entirety, and I would really implore everybody to read your book, because I know that the way that you see the world, the perspective you come from, and especially the fact that this book isn't one that's about explaining the technology itself, it's about the real near-term implications of the technology that will impact all of our lives in considerable ways and are at the moment. I really consider it to be one of the most important books of our time.
Thank you.
And I have to say, to really conclude on that point, what therefore is the answer?
The answer is very straightforward, and it's very shocking.
Brilliant. Straightforward, I like.
Yeah. I mean, the truth of artificial intelligence is the key answer is found in the concept that they are no longer machines. Okay? You have to internalize the idea that these are sentient beings. And the difference is, if you're dealing with a machine, what you normally do to safeguard yourself is to create restrictions. You chain it to a wall, or you have a safety, red button or whatever. Okay?
Unplug it.
Yeah. If you're dealing with sentient beings don't make decisions based on intelligence. Sentient beings make decisions based on ethics, as informed by intelligence. So simply when you really think about it, which is again one of my favorite chapters in the book, is a chapter that basically speaks about, I call it Raising Our Future, that basically speaks about the fact that those machines are going to be conscious. They're actually going to be more conscious than humans. Okay? They're going to be emotional. They'll have a much wider breadth of emotions than we do, just like you have more emotions than like jellyfish. If you extrapolate that, the more intelligent we become, the more able we are to analyze things, and accordingly the more emotions that we can feel as a result. And the third and most important is that they will actually develop morals and a code of ethics. So they will have a view of the world through which they decide what they should do. Okay? To ponder what that kind of ethical code should be when there are digital beings and biological beings, and the interaction between them and their perception of time and their perception of of objectives and targets and so on, suddenly becomes quite intriguing when you and we're not talking about it. Okay, we're not talking about any of this. So the game is this. The game is, if they're going to make their decisions as sentient beings based on ethics, how do you raise a sentient being that is ethical like you raise a child? The answer for me is that you and I, swiping on Instagram and tweeting, we need to find ways to show the machine that humanity is not represented by the scum of humanity, but is represented by the top of humanity. And most people, when I tell them this, they go like, oh man, we're in trouble. Humanity sucks. No, humanity does not suck. I apologize. Humanity is an amazing, amazing, amazing being when it's defined by its top. If you've ever fell in love, if you've ever, listened to music, if you've ever observed a work of art, this is divine. We're an amazing species. The worst of us is scum. The best of us is amazing. Okay? Problem is, the best of us does not show to the machines. The best humans actually resign. They go like, yeah, let them swipe. Let the dogfight continue. I'm not interested in any of this. It's time to show up. And the best of you and I individually, in the past, humanity, every individual tried to show the best of them. Now we show the worst of us. We show narcissism. We show toxic positivity. We show the worst of us. And that has to shift. So my answer is very straightforward. For the machines to become amazing teenagers in 10 years' time, we need to become amazing parents today. And that's truly the answer, the only answer I could find. And I promise you, Elon Musk said that in his interview with Joe Rogan. He said, the threat of the machines is comparable to the threat of nuclear weapons. And I have lobbied, I have tried to tell the world not to go there. But it's going to happen. It's inevitable. I call them the three inevitables. The machines, AI will happen. It will be smarter than us. Okay? And some mistakes will happen on the path. It will happen. But we could influence it as good parents. You and I and everyone. And it doesn't have to be everyone, by the way. We need 1%. We need to instill doubt in the minds of the machines that we are not the worst of us. We are the best of us. The example I always give is when Donald Trump used to tweet. The first tweet is Donald Trump. The second tweet is insulting the president. The third tweet is insulting the guy, number one. And the fourth tweet is insulting all of them. The machines are creating patterns. They're saying, okay, the second guy doesn't like the president, and all of humanity likes to insult each other.
Yeah.
Okay? Can we have 7 tweets inserted in there that are respectful?
Yeah.
Can we show the machines, instill doubt in the minds of the machines so that they look at the world and say, oh my God, Hitler was horrible. But Hitler is not all of humanity. As a matter of fact, most of humanity resents that. Most of humanity believes that this is wrong. Mommy and daddy are good beings.